Hello and welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club, the place investors go to gain actionable advice, learn about current market trends, and hear war stories from other professional investors out there in the field today. Before we get started, I have two quick housekeeping items to cover. First, if you like the episode, we would very much appreciate a like, subscribe, and share. It is the best way to support the show and keep it running. Second, if you are a new investor looking to get started in real estate or an experienced investor looking to take your investing to the next level, we created an ebook for you that will cover how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance those deals with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. On top of that, I throw in an insane amount of free bonuses that you'll have access to once you buy the ebook. All we charge is our admin cost to keep the show running. So, if you're serious about real estate investing and want to create both active and passive income as an investor, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com and click on the button that says Get the ebook to grab yourself a copy today. So with that said, let's dive right in. Today we have a very special guest with us, ready to drop some investor knowledge on you. So buckle up, grab your pen and paper, and enjoy the ride. All right. We are live with another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. Today we have with us Alexander Cruz. Alexander is a partner in CR of Maryland, a turnkey real estate company who has done wholesales, flips, and retail listings. Alexander hails from Baltimore, so on the other side of the country. It is a pleasure to have you here, Alexander. How are you?
I'm great, Gabe. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And here on the Real Estate Investing Club, we always start out with people's stories, how they got started in real estate. So kind of take us back to the beginning. What got you to where you are today?
Yeah, I'll give you the most abbreviated version I can because it's got a lot of twists and turns to it. So I finished college in 2011. I came home. I did not have a job yet. My parents happened to be listing their house for sale, and they had a local broker come out. While she was there, she got to talking to me, and it didn't know at the time, but found out she needed a new assistant. So she eventually offered me a job to be her assistant, which was a low salaried position. It required me to get my real estate license and then also allowed me to get into the business and start making a little commission. So it was one of the worst and the best jobs I've ever had. So I learned so much in this year that I did this job, right? That was one of the best things about it. She's a really tough boss. I respect her to this day to the highest degree, but really, really tough boss. And I'm not cut out for admin work. So like on that side of things, it was not great. But I stuck with it for a year and I learned so much about the business that I would never otherwise see. And it also got me hooked on real estate. So it was fast paced. Every day was different. The phone was always ringing. People were upset, just things going everywhere. It was awesome. So I knew I wanted to be in real estate from that point. Almost the first day, I felt that energy and I was drawn to it. I just also quickly realized I'm not really cut out for this job. So from there, I became an independent agent at the brokerage. So still stayed under the same company, but was a typical realtor, so to speak. Did that for about 2 years. And then I got introduced actually by the broker to my current business partner. His name is Craig. So we met at the time that Craig was coming. He's also from Maryland, but he was building CR Maryland from the ground up at that time. So from there, it was me, Craig, and we had a single project manager. That moment, we were out and about buying homes to fix and flip, which was our focus at the time. And we quickly grew in a short period of time of a couple of years from doing, I'd say 15 to 20 flips in our first year. And then by the third year, we were pushing close to 100. So really quick growth. We added a lot of people. We got to know, obviously, the market ins and outs, and people also got to know us. From there, we worked heavy fix and flip. We had an evolution shortly thereafter where we had a rental, or we didn't have a rental yet. We had a flip that we couldn't sell. So we called the bank and said, can we make it a rental? They said, yes. We'll give you 8% of value. We're like, oh man, this is awesome. Like we had no cash in the deal. This is great. So quickly we went out and bought 10 more. The bank called back. They're like, you can't keep doing this. Like, there's a limit. So we found other banks, but at that point, our model had shifted. So we went from being just fix and flip guys to fix and rent guys, and we started building a portfolio. And we set some pretty lofty goals. So over the next following 3 years, could be 4 years, whatever the time is, we went out and built a portfolio of close to 300 properties in Baltimore that we own and self-manage. Of course, at the same time, we had to build out a whole property management department because we didn't know anything about property managing when we started. So a lot of lessons learned along the way. But that led us to last year, where we had kind of our next big evolution, which was we have enough properties. We don't want to continue to buy rentals for ourselves, but we have a great market for rentals, and we can keep buying and renovating rentals. So instead of refinancing them, let's sell them to other owners, and we'll continue to manage them. So now our model is turnkey. We buy, we renovate, we rent and manage, and we sell it as a performing property to people from all over the country. And in addition to that, we still do some wholesale deals, and we still do a few of our own flips here and there. But turnkey is our primary focus, and it's primarily what we do. In 2020, we'll deliver just over probably 110 of these properties. And then in 2021, our goal is already laid out to do 15 a month, which would equate to 180 properties next year that are delivered. So that's how we got here today. And I skipped a whole lot of details and a whole lot of pain along the way, but that's where we are.
No, man, that is killer. And I love the kind of trajectory that you guys took from just, starting out you two to now. I'm sure you have a huge team doing 110 turnkeys in 1 year or 180 is your goal for next year. So that's quite the trajectory. I love having flippers on the show, people that really nailed the business down, because I started in flips, and I sucked at it. I mean, I made money, but it was it was a hard thing. So let's start out by kind of going into when you first started, you had it was 15 to 20 flips in the first year. How did you go from that 15 to 20 flips to the 100 flips that you did in year two? What were like the main, how did you make that transition? Because there's a lot of things that need to happen in order to keep those flips actually moving forward. I would do, 2 flips at a time, and I'd be like, shit, this is too much. So
yeah,
what did you guys do to kind of make that transition?
I mean, there's kind of 2 things that are limiting factors. One is obviously construction. So we had to grow our construction team. We had 1 project manager in the beginning. I think we grew it to probably 3. And in that, over that time, also realized we didn't have the right person. So we actually had to change who the project managers were. And then also building process along the way to make each one more efficient as we grew and progressed. And then the other, of course, end of that is acquisitions. To buy a large number of homes is very challenging, especially this is a very competitive market. There's a lot of investors, and even back then there was. So we went from, in the very beginning, we could just go out and shop homes off the MLS, and we go walk 15 homes and make 12 offers and buy 2 or 3. The numbers are not like that now. So we had to get to the point of creating off-market, we call it off-market marketing, lead generation, to find sellers that want to sell their homes that aren't on the market, and then reach them directly to buy their house, which is also how wholesale was born. And then also retail was born, because if we meet a seller and they contacted us, or we've mailed them and they've called us, if we can't buy their house, we still want to try to monetize it in some way. So if at least we can list it and get a small commission out of it, that's great. It's still a win. So that all led to being able to do more flips, and then eventually more rentals as well.
So the big bottleneck for you, it sounds like, was your staff, your project managers. You had to get the right people in place in order to make sure that those continued to move once they were closed. And then it also sounds like you had a bottleneck of lead generation. You in order to get to the point where you could do 100 flips. I mean, how many offers did you have to make in order to get 100 flips in a year. That had.
I mean, a ton. Well, I mean, thousands. Like it is endless. Yeah, it's still even today. I mean, we make tons of offers all the time. We're always offering them stuff.
Yep.
If we end up buying 5 in a week, we're high fiving. But there's a whole. I mean, that we were elementary back then. Now I oversee an entire team of people. Everyone's kind of specialized in what they're doing. Some are in the field all day, every day. Others are at the computer all day, every day. And we're just running numbers, running deals, calling people. It's just a machine at this point. And even then, we don't always hit the goal. I mean, it's still a lot of moving parts and a lot of things to track and hopefully reach our goal.
That's the beauty of real estate. It's just shit going on all the time. So
endless, yeah.
Going into lead gen, marketing is one of my favorite topics, just because it's very systematized.
Sure.
And so, what is? There are many different ways to generate off-market leads. What are the ones that you guys have found today that you feel is the most effective? If you have actual numbers, that'd be awesome if you could share it. But if not, just which method do you guys see the most success from?
Before we continue on with today's guest, I want to tell you guys about a community I'm launching on School to help investors like yourself grow your own portfolio. In this community, you'll get access to all the docs I use, all the systems I've built, everything I've used to grow my own portfolio, as well as instructions and guidance on how to get out there and find great deals, how to finance those deals, and then how to manage them for great returns. Since we're just launching it, the price will be set at a measly $20 per month, and whatever price you join at is the price you'll have for life. We will be increasing the price as the group grows, so if you're at all interested in growing your portfolio along other investors, now is the time to join. I will put the link somewhere in the bio or on our podcast website at therealestateinvestingclub.com, so if you are interested, head on over there. With that said, let's get back to the podcast.
So honestly, it changes. We have found that we need to be doing multiple things consistently, and then it'll be different each month. We track everything monthly and then also weekly. But some weeks and months, certain things perform better than others. So we're very consistent on our SEO and pay-per-click. They're roughly the same budget each month. And then we still do direct mail. I know some people have stopped doing direct mail, but we still actually get a decent success with direct mail. And again, you have to be consistent in that, and also have to be updating your list with that. We can tell, when we refresh our list, the leads will spike up, and then eventually they'll start to trail off again. And it's easy to tell, okay, it's time for a refresh. Let's get fresh data and hit them again. And then we still do a little bit of Facebook. We're trying to get back into Facebook again. I've heard some people have had success with that recently. I know they changed their rules like maybe a year ago, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Prior to that, we had great success on Facebook. I mean, we got really good leads from there, and then they changed everything, and it wasn't as good. We experimented with TV. It didn't work for us, so we turned that back off. And I feel like I'm forgetting something here, but outbound. So we've experimented with an outbound service with texting and calls. We didn't feel we got great results from it. We're discussing doing it in-house as opposed to third party. We feel like we'll probably get a little bit better results. I know a lot of people are doing outbound and having good success with it, so I feel we're missing the ball a little bit there. But I think we're going to get that dialed in over the next quarter. So, yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of success with ringless voicemail, but not so much with text blasts. For some reason, it just did not work out on our end. So awesome. You guys did SEO, PPC, and direct mail. It sounds like those are your three main channels that you run for your marketing.
Yep.
You mentioned that you spend the same on SEO and PPC, which is interesting because PPC,
not the same on each one. We spend more on PPC than SEO, but it's the same amount each month. Oh,
got you. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yep.
Great. So do you guys do SEO in-house, or do you guys put that out?
No, we use a third party to help with SEO and pay-per-click. Yeah.
Awesome. And for direct mail, you mentioned that you guys have to refresh your list and then your leads go up. We've seen that too. So how often do you refresh your list? And then how many times do you send per list? Do you do, we usually do about four to six. How often do you guys send to an individual list?
I do believe that 4 to 6 sounds right. I think it's in that similar range. I think back in the day, at one point, we were trying like 10 or 12 times. They're either going to call you or they're not. But it's weird because some people will call from a mailer they got like 6 months ago, which is kind of interesting how that happens every once in a while. But 4 to 6 is good. And then I think it's probably every 6, don't quote me on this, but I think every 6 to 8 weeks at the most to refresh, probably a little bit less than that. Because we're mailing each week, but we're not mailing everybody each week. It's kind of staggered. So by the time you hit them a couple times, it's probably every other month at the most.
Yep, absolutely. So, I mean, at this point, you guys have done what numbers I got written down here was 100 flips in year 2. And then you went on to owning 300 properties just in Baltimore that you're renting out. So you guys, and is that all single family or do you guys do commercial multifamily as well?
It's all single family. We have a couple 2 units, but the most of the single family here is really, for some reason, priced high. It's a very small amount of multifamily in general. So the prices are high. Typically the buildings are old and run down. For us to buy it and rehab it the right way doesn't make sense. So we've stuck with single family. There's plenty of it. And most of them are actually townhomes, which we kind of prefer. And that's normal for our market. So we have no trouble renting them at all.
Gotcha. So you guys just don't have a lot of multifamily out there. That's the main reason why you stayed away.
Yeah, correct.
Yep, that makes sense. Awesome. So you have a shit ton of deals here to jump into, but I always like to hear just one story so if you could just think of one story, what were the numbers and what was kind of what was the main takeaway from it that, something that really kind of ran you against the wall you didn't expect, and it turned out either really good or really bad. Take us into just one story for one deal, and let's hear it.
Oh man. I'm actually trying not to tell this story because it's so painful, and I've had to tell it a couple times, but I bought a house direct from the seller. He actually still lived in the house, and it had this massive, like probably 8 foot in diameter hole in the roof. That was a rancher, and then now the hole had been rained on for so long that the hole continued through the basement floor. So you literally could just see, I don't know how he still lived there, but he did. So we got the house finally, and we decided to, with our architect at the time, that we were going to tear it down to the foundation and then build it back up as a 2-story colonial. We had just done this on another property, but it wasn't nearly the same issues that this one had. So we did all that, bit off more than we could chew. Personnel is so important. We had a bad project manager. I'm not blaming him. Ultimately, it's my fault, but it didn't help the situation. So we tore the house down. We had the foundation sitting there, and what should have been a short time ended up dragging out for months. While we had all kinds of delays, mostly because we just didn't know what we were doing. So at the end of it all, we then had to tear out the foundation. We then had to go back to the county with new plans. Our plans got denied because of the setback. We went through a variance to get the setback changed. That got denied. So after a year, we had spent at least $40,000, could be more, between plans, attorneys, architects, engineers. We had a big hole in the ground. We're upside down in the deal. And at that point, we said, let's just put the lot on the market and sell it. So we sold it to another builder. We lost our ass on it. And that's still our worst deal to this day by far. So the lesson is you can't be good at everything. You can be good at maybe even a couple things, but you need to stick with what you're good at. And if you're going to do something that you're not good at, you better have somebody with you that is good at it. So whether it's a mentor or somebody locally or even somewhere else in the country that knows how to do it, so they can show you and you don't have to fumble your way through it and screw up a deal like that, because that was a bad one. So
it's a good story and a good lesson for sure.
Yeah.
In our partnership, we always say stick to your lane, because we all like to try to be good at everything, but then we turn to somebody else's lane and we're like, damn, we're just fucking things up here. This is not right.
Exactly. It's also like a shiny object syndrome there. Is like, oh, we can build a cool new house. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
We have no idea how to build a house, but let's see what happens. Didn't work out.
Awesome. Well, hey, we are at the end of the episode, so I got to push us into the quick question round. It's where I ask quick questions, you give quick answers. Starts with books. So if you could point to 2 books, one regarding real estate and then one just regarding general life wisdom, what would be your recommendation?
My favorite book for general life wisdom would be Relentless by Tim Grover. It's the guy who trained Michael Jordan. He also worked with Dwayne Wade, I think Kobe Bryant, a couple other just amazing athletes. And the book is not just sports related. It's very much life related and targeted to business people. You can use it in, family settings and all kinds of stuff, but it's all about your mentality of having like a relentless killer mindset mentality. And that's what leads to greatness. Obviously talent and hard work are really important too, but it's really that mentality. So that book has resonated with me. I read it for the first time about 2 years ago, and I read it again, and I think it's great. The real estate book. Not all books are real estate centric. So I love this book that we're reading right now. It's called The Gold Standard. It's about the Ritz-Carlton. So it's not really real estate specific, but it is service specific. And we're trying to elevate that in our company and to create that culture of service that's going to set us apart. So you can have great product, you can do a good job on your renovations, but people are also going to remember how you made them feel. And that's what's going to lead to more business. And that's true in everything we do, whether we're dealing with tenants, home sellers, turnkey buyers, contractors, like it doesn't matter. So most of our people already get it, but we're really actually just trying to implement that as part of our fabric, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to state it. So the book is really cool because it talks about how Ritz-Carlton is a bunch of crazy people that are so obsessed with service. It's in their blood, and they carry these cards around that say like their mission statement on it. It sounds bizarre, but then when you think about it, you're like, okay, that makes sense. And everybody knows, yes, it's a nice hotel, but they make you feel amazing. Like they know your name before you get there. It's pretty cool. So that's my 2 books for right now.
Cool. I love it. Relentless and The Gold Standard. I'm going to have to pick up Relentless. That sounds like a good one.
It's really good. You'll like it.
Going on to the next question is about habits. Habits are the foundation of our life. So if you could point to one habit that you feel has contributed the most to your success today, what would that habit be?
It's hard to, I think I'll kind of parlay off of that book I was just talking about is, and I'm not sure this really qualifies as a habit, but I'm going to say that it does. So mental toughness and like resiliency. In my childhood years, our family went through some really tough times and a lot of issues that happened along the way outside of my control. My mom really instilled in me from a young age, like you can't control what happens. All you can control is how you respond to it, and you have to be tough. So I give her a lot of credit because as we've hit adversity over the years, and even at the beginning of 2020, when the whole world changed and we didn't know if we were still going to be allowed to operate, I never really panicked. I just said, well, let's figure it out. Like it is what it is. And my partner, who's older than me, has always appreciated that when shit hits the fan, I'm very calm and I'm still doing the things that we need to get done. So I think if you can create a habit of being calm and maintaining that composure and mental toughness, that's a habit that will lead to success.
I love that. That actually kind of goes into the next question that I was going to ask. So you could use the same answer if you want, but the question is, if you could go back to the Alex who say was just getting out of college, he had no idea about real estate, just getting into that assistant job with that broker that you met so long ago. Go back to him and give him one piece of advice moving forward. What would it be?
I would say this to him, and then also anybody that's young in real estate or just starting out in real estate, even if you're older, is don't quit. You're going to want to quit. You're going to try to quit. You're going to hit the wall several times. I did it. I almost quit 3 times. And luckily my dad talked me out of it. So you can't. You have to fight and find another way through. It sucks. It's really hard to get started in this business, but people are really successful in it because they didn't quit. So yeah, very similar.
Yeah, I would 100% echo that. I have in the past thought of quitting before, and I'm so glad I didn't. So
Yeah.
if you're thinking it's really hard to get started in real estate. So just don't quit. Just keep moving forward. That is great advice.
Yep.
Goes on to the next question, and this one is about your investing today. It sounds like you guys are pretty geographically focused, but I like to ask people, what market are you excited about investing in today?
We're all in on Baltimore. We have discussed and explored other similar markets that are not terribly far away, like Pittsburgh or Richmond. But we've decided really to just stay here. Doesn't make sense to stretch ourselves thin personnel-wise and leadership-wise. So we're all in on Baltimore. It's a wonderful cash flow market. Our property values are actually increasing at the highest rate they ever have, which even before this year, they would appreciate 3 to 6%, which is pretty modest. But a lot of cash flow markets, as people look at them, are pretty linear. So we like that we have some appreciation in normal years in addition to great cash flow. So couldn't say enough good things about investing here, aside from the fact that I'm from here, but that helps too. But yeah, we're very excited about the future trajectory of the city.
Cool, love it. Last question. This one's for the viewers. You've given us a lot of great advice. So if somebody wanted to get in contact with you, what would be the best way for them to reach out?
Easiest way is just go to our website. It's crofmaryland.com. So CR, 2 letters, the word of, and then Maryland, which is spelled all the way out.com. Click on turnkey. It's on the left-hand side. Then that next page will let you sign up and send me a message. That's the easiest way to do it. You'll then also get a link. You can schedule a call with me too.
Perfect. So that is crofmaryland.com. And also, if you guys click the little more in the description of this episode, it'll pop down the full description. You'll be able to see the link there. Click through, say hi to Alex. Alex, thank you for hopping on the episode today. I had a blast talking to you. So thanks for hopping on here.
Thanks, Gabe. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. For everybody else who's here with us today, thank you guys for showing up. You are the reason we do this. So thank you for being here. Again, the best way to support the show is just to subscribe, like, and share this episode with your friends and family. Other than that, I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day. Keep kicking ass in real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode and were able to pull some actionable advice that you can go home with and apply to your own investing business. Before you go, I have a gift for you. If you're a new investor looking to get started or an established investor looking to take your business to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you available on the website. This ebook will cover how I was able to create both active and passive income in real estate with very little money to start with. In it, I will address the 3 most often cited obstacles new and veteran investors run into by showing you how to find a deal that's actually a deal, how to finance that deal with little to no money down, and how to exit a deal for maximum value. And if you get the ebook today, I'm going to bury you in bonuses, 7 of them to be exact. First, you'll get the off-market lead generation blueprint, which will take you through the exact systems and processes we use to generate off-market leads like clockwork, which is the most important skill when it comes to creating real wealth in real estate. Then you'll get the A to Z REI systems and vendors guide, which will allow you to peek under the hood of our business and see the exact tools and systems and even the vendors we use to grow our business. After that, you will get the top 100 best performing keywords pack, which will give you the exact keywords we use to target leads online and generate leads without having to lift a finger. Next, you'll get the contracts bundle for wholesaling and renting real estate, which will give you access to all of the contracts we use in the field to execute all types of transactions. After that, you'll get the Investor's Quick Analysis Calculator and Offer Tool, which will allow you to quickly calculate whether a deal is an actual deal and will allow you to create an offer automagically from those calculations. Next up, we'll give you the Investor's Daily Success Tracker, which is a tracker you can use to ensure you are taking the right actions day in and day out to reach your financial goals in real estate. And finally, you will get the Wholesaler's Template for Quick Assignment Cash, which will give you the templates we use to present our wholesale deals professionally and efficiently to our buyers. I know that is a ton of things to say. I'm glad you're able to stick with it. So you'll get both the ebook and all of those 7 free bonuses when you download the ebook today. All we charge is the admin cost to run the show. So if you are interested in the ebook and the bonus bundle, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Click on Get the Ebook Bundle at the top of the page and take advantage of that deal. With that housekeeping item covered, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, an even better week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.
All right, before I officially sign off, I have a quick announcement to make. If you're interested in becoming a passive investor in one of my deals, my own company, Kaizen Properties, is looking for capital partners for our upcoming projects. We invest in what are known as recession-resistant assets, mainly self-storage facilities, mobile home and RV parks, and industrial properties. If you're interested in investing and would like to learn a little bit more about my company, our investing criteria, and some of the previous projects we've done, go to the Real Estate Investing Club podcast at therealestateinvestingclub.com and scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. Click on the Invest With Us button. That'll pop up the investor form. Fill that out, and we will reach back out to you as soon as we can. Or if you prefer a little bit more of a personal touch, you can reach out to me at gabe@therealestateinvestingclub.com. So really, that is it. Again, it was a pleasure hanging out with you guys during this episode, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.